All right, welcome back to Parsha and Wine with David and Isaac. Although, again, David has decided to stay behind the camera, and instead we have a very special guest, Yaakov Oryah from Yaakov Oryah Wines, is joining us today, and we're actually going to be talking about one of his wines. We've discussed a couple of his wines in the past few weeks, but this week's Parsha is Parshas Sisa, but it coincides with the holiday of Purim, which is very exciting, because we have today the Queen of Hearts from Yaakov Oryah. So let's talk a little bit about Purim for a second. We know the story of Purim. We have Mordechai, we have Esther, we have the antagonist of Haman, and we have Achashverosh, and Haman is looking to wipe out the Jews, which is not a good situation for us. And what we see is that Mordechai is sort of working behind the scenes to figure out a plan to save us. And what ends up happening is that he reaches out to Esther, who is his niece, some say his wife, and she is the queen of that Achashverosh had married, and entreats on her to go to Achashverosh and attempt to figure out a way through the issues that we're having with Haman. Now, one thing that Mordechai says, which to me has always struck me as a very powerful message in the Megillah, is that Esther is waffling. She's nervous about going before Achashverosh. I haven't been before him in 30 days. If you're not, I might not get called. And if I don't get called, it could be big trouble for me. And what Mordechai says to Esther is something very, very profound. He says to her, he goes, "You're in the position to do this. But if you don't do this, the Jews, we'll be saved somewhere other way. Well, the HaKadosh Baruch Hu will help us out. Hashem will take care of us. But you, who are in a position to do something and not do it, you will be lost." Esther takes that message to heart very clearly, and then devises a plan of parties with Haman and Achashverosh, and ends up with this great concept that is a real defining moment of Purim, is v'nahafachu, right? Is turning what is bad into good. And it ends up being that obviously the Jews are saved, Haman is killed, Mordechai ends up becoming in the position that Haman was. We have this great feeling of salvation that we get from the Purim story. And the Queen of Hearts, obviously, talking about Queen Esther and her ability to take what is not a good situation and turn it into what is a great situation. It also happens to be something that you had told me about the wine itself, how its origins were in the COVID pandemic, and we end up with a great wine right now.
That's true.
Let's I guess let's see the wine. Let's taste it, and we have the notes now from the winemaker, so it's really a special moment.
Before the notes, it was just
Sure.
a wine that was with the limitations of grape supply during COVID, which created a new blend, and it's just a lovely wine. So
it's great.
It's really v'nahafachu.
Perfect. Let's give it a good smell and taste.
Bottoms up.
V'nahafachu. Right. David's chiming in from behind the camera here. Very preoccuped. All right, tell me a little bit about it.
Get a wine that's full-bodied but not heavy, not alcoholic, not too sweet. You have the citrus and the apples and the little spice they're coming in from the Wurtztraminer.
Yeah, there's a lot of nice blend that you have here.
Thank you. I really didn't create it.
Okay.
COVID and its limitations
Pushed
dictated
it all
it, and it worked out very well. It actually became a wine that I like very much, and I'm continuing with it. And it's probably my most successful white wine.
It's amazing. It's an amazing accomplishment. I think the wine is an amazing accomplishment. You get that fruitiness on the nose, on the palate a little bit, but it's not overpowering. And I agree with you. It's it's a good wine for people who are maybe not into heavy duty wines. This is a great way to open up your palate to new adventures.
And it even stands alone. I mean, it's could be good with food, but it's just juicy enough and tasty enough and complex enough to just enjoy a bottle as it is.
And you told me something interesting. Where can you find this? If you're traveling, where could you find this wine?
Oh, you could find this wine in El Al in the first class.
The first class, El Al lounges offer this wine for the customers.
Yeah.
So, thank you. Enjoy.
My pleasure.
And
pleasure sitting with you.
L'chaim and happy Purim.
Happy Purim.